You're listening to Indiana Originals Radio, leading local living.
I'm going back to Indiana now.
Welcome back to the first day, 93 WIBC. It is Terry Stacy along with our favorite Indiana original. It is Mel McMahon. Hello, Mel.
Good morning, Terry.
Listen, congratulations. Maybe you don't want me to tell that you have got a date now for the next Indiana Originals Expo.
We sure do.
Okay.
We sure do. Thank you so much to the City of Lawrence and the Greater Chamber of Lawrence and to Theater at the Fort for inviting Indiana Originals to host our next Indiana Originals Expo Marketplace at Fort Benjamin Harrison. It'll be August 28th. It's a Sunday from noon to 4. Registration is now open and tickets can be bought now as well. And we're just so excited and so honored that they invited us
It's a great place for all of
bring
you
our
to
event
be.
there.
Yeah, Lawrence is such a great community. It really is.
And there's so much going on there now,
Absolutely. It is a beautiful little part of our city. IndianaOriginals.com to learn more, and I know we'll continue talking about it as we get closer.
If you want to learn more about the event or to register your business for the event, you can click on the events tab at IndianaOriginals.com. And we have a pretty cool event coming up here locally. And we're so excited to have Bob Harbin, the artistic director of Bob Direx, here in studio with us. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for being with
I want a
us.
ticket. I want to come to this thing.
Okay, we'll get you
I'm
there.
like the newest member of Indiana Originals. Can't wait to become a big part.
It's going to be so exciting. We're so excited to have you here and to just kind of present local theater to our audience. There are so many great shows that happen in Indianapolis all the time. And thank you for bringing the next one, Billy Elliot.
Well, and this is going to be an Indianapolis premiere. Some years ago, a traveling company came through for a couple days. But as far as anything local, this is the first time that this musical's been presented. I mean, it's huge.
Why so long?
But the royalty companies hold on to the rights to these shows for a certain amount of time so they can squeeze every last drop and dollar out of the public by going to their professional productions, either in New York or God, this is still running in London. And then at a certain time they realize, we're a little bit on the downside. We're now going to release it to local companies and stuff. And
Is there a duck in the room?
There's a duck. Sorry, we'll put the duck away.
It's the Indiana Original Duck. And
I love the duck.
And you have to be there for the duck. Yeah. Once they released, then I had a lovely friend in the office in New York and said, this musical that you love is going to become available tomorrow morning. And that morning, 5 minutes later, I had the rights. It's just, for me, it's got such a wonderful message to young people about it. A young man who lives in a mining town during a strike. Many folk here in Indiana, the very same thing. Coal mining was and is, I suppose, to some extent, still so vast. And you were born and you became a miner. End of story. But this kid, through the wonderful guidance of an instructress, she pushed him into ballet, and it became a dream of his. He was able to accomplish it and changed his family, changed his community and their way of thinking that, yes, maybe there are some other things out there than just what you're told when you're born.
Well, and it's a fantastic show. And to be able to share that story through music and dancing and these wonderful local actors that are going to be a part of it, what does it take to put on a production like this? Billy Elliot is one of my favorite shows, and there's so much that goes into it. What are some of the behind-the-scenes things that you can kind of shed some light on and what it takes to put this kind of production together?
Well, we are a not-for-profit, so we're renters. We found a wonderful friend at Marian University Theater, Ben Tebby, who runs the theater there. Ben Tebby was in a production of Cabaret that I did some years back.
At the Athenaeum?
Yes, at the Athenaeum. So we rent, so you have to work around their schedule. You have to work around the schedule of 28 actors who all have jobs. They'll have to make a living besides doing this art that they love to do. We found our Billy, which, was all predetermined. We can't do the show without a Billy. Thomas Wickham is a student at Plainfield High School. He lives in Danville, and he's amazing. He is a dancer extraordinaire already at his very young age. He can sing. He's an actor. It's incredible the work that he and everyone else is doing with the dancing and the singing. It's all coming together.
And what do you see as a director when people first start? They're going from the audition process to opening night. What do you see different in these people, or even if it's confidence or how much work they've put into it? What does it do for the character of a person to be a part of something with this teamwork, this kind of production, this kind of stage presence for someone? What does that do to somebody's character and confidence?
Well, I come from, I'm from here, but ended up in Los Angeles and was the head of casting for the Fox network for many years. It came back. On my part, it interview people, you audition people, and you look for that spark. You look for that twinkle, and you have to trust your instincts to go with this, and you work with people. And I think my job is kind of to always step back, always let them take the lead, and if anything, maybe challenge them to do something they've not done before and discover that little bit of vulnerability that I think gives a performance such honesty and truth that those of us in the audience, then now we can relate to this person because they're not completely sure. They're not completely convinced of everything they're doing. And just having, the whatever to get out of their way, let them do what they're there to do.
We're looking forward to Billy Elliot. What is one of your most favorite productions you've ever been a part of?
Here, Cabaret was Spam-A-Lot was fun because it was also had not been done, and I think a lot of people thought, there's no way it'll ever get done. And last year we did Superstar at Marion, and it became waiting for the voices, waiting to find the time when you actually can do something and know that it will be good. I think sometimes you go to shows and it's just it's a fantasy project somebody just wants to do, and you just don't have the folk. It's not that everybody's not trying really hard, but this time the voices came along and they were there, and it was a very fun experience.
Well, and a testament to the talent right here in Central Indiana. I had the privilege of seeing Hair at the Athenaeum, and I'd seen the movie many times. It was my first time seeing it as a production.
That movie.
Right. But it was my first time seeing it as a production. And seeing it live, you really get the story of what's behind that. And I cried like a baby. Now, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I cry all the time. Yeah. But that's because things move me and because I let them. And that's something I think that's so magical about theater is you, the audience, letting yourself be a part of that story that's being told.
And I think that's a great example. It was, we had this group of people that we literally called ourselves a tribe. And we spent a lot of time not on the show, the script, but with each other, learning each other, learning how to understand that 60s value system of just caring about the person standing next to you. And I think that's what came through in those performances. You could see it right there, how much they cared about each other. And that's special anytime that happens. Well,
and those voices, to know that kind of talent is right here in Indianapolis.
We are so gifted to have these wonderful people. And sometimes you can't find anybody. It's like, where are they? It's because we also have a lot of theater here in Indianapolis. But boy, we have some very gifted people, and I'm very fortunate to have many of them in this production.
Well, we can't wait to see them on stage at Billy Elliot. Tell us how people can get tickets to the show and when it runs.
Well, there are two ways to get tickets. One is to go to the website, which is www.bobdirex.com. Or you can call the box office number, which is 317-280-0825. And just as a hint, you save a little money on the tickets if you go to the box office. But those are the two ways to get tickets. The show opens June 24, and we have 9 performances. There's a Saturday and Sunday that first weekend. We are open July 4th weekend, July 1 to 3. So there's a place to go. There's something to do that's not closed because of July 4th. Mm-hmm. And then the following weekend, July 8, 9, and 10. 2 matinees in there on the Sundays, and shows are at 7:30, and the matinees are at 3.
Bob,
so
what
exciting.
a pleasure to meet you.
So exciting.
Honey,
really pleasure.
I brought a suitcase. I can move in. Whatever you need.
It's very cool. I know you'll come back in business again. Mel McMahon, thank you.
Thank you. And if you want to learn more about Bob Direx, you can see them on IndianaOriginals.com, and keep an eye on our Facebook and Twitter pages because we will be doing a ticket giveaway for these shows coming up.
93 WIBC.
Thanks for listening to Indiana Originals Radio. Check us out at 93 WIBC Sunday mornings at 10:45.
I'm going back to Indiana now.
And visit IndianaOriginals.com to find local businesses near you. Indiana Originals, leading local living.